All right, we are back for Unit 4. And in this unit, we're going to discover where your skills and your passions meet a market need and where they cross, right? So let me switch over my screen here, share my screen, minimize this. All right, so the sweet spot matrix. Okay, so what am I good at? What are my passions? What do I like? And what will people pay for? Where do all those intersect? You know, if you're not getting paid for it, but you really love it, it's just a hobby. But if you're actually good at something and passionate and like it, and people are willing to pay for it, that's awesome. And, you know, that is one of the things that's taken me a while to get is that I love helping people uncover their beliefs and where they stuck and where they're stuck at and what they really want to do. And then how do they, develop a career or create money or create a business from all of those things. But it wasn't until I was able to figure that out for myself that I was actually able to start making some progress inside of that. So the skill of coaching, the skill of listening, the skill of really caring about people is what's, for me. And then I'm passionate about, helping people speak up for themselves, helping people step into their fears, that thing that they're most scared about. But just coaching by itself doesn't make money, right? I can listen to someone and coach them in a process. And as much as I like helping people, that just doesn't, get paid. And where they all cross and intersect is careers, is the job industry, you know, and that's where the market is, and that's where people will pay to, get help. So this is what this matrix is about. Okay, so I want you to take all of that time and effort you've been doing through this course, and this is where some of it starts to all come together. Okay, so I want you to list out all of your skills. What are you best at? Writing, coding, coaching, listening, welding, driving, whatever, right? Just do a complete brain dump of all of your skills. I mean, everything. I mean, people forget that they know how to write, but it's a skill. If you don't know how to write, um, you definitely don't have it, right? Um, so write down everything. Just do a complete brain dump of all of your skills. And I mean everything: speaking, walking, talking, another language, computer skills, yeah, everything you can think of, right? And the idea here is just to get it all out because we forget about a lot of things in our life. We forget about a lot of the skills that we have because they're automatic now. But if they were taken away tomorrow, I am pretty dang sure you would say, I want that skill back. I want to be able to write with my right hand because maybe you lost your arm. So write out all of those and let's get to work, okay? So next section, what are your passions? Write out all of those. You've really flushed out a lot of information inside of this course. What are your passions, right? Write out all of those, like a complete brain dump of everything. And then I want you to write down what motivates and drives you, right? And start to prioritize which one you really care about more than the other. And then out of all of those, where is a market need for some of those passions, right? And in your passions and skills, where can you use some of your skills inside of your passions? Where do those cross, right? Start to develop some of those cross points, and then ask yourself, where is there a market need in the world? Okay. So one of my clients, he didn't think he could work in a special needs community because he didn't think that his skills, uh, um, he didn't realize that his skills could be used in that industry. So watch for those two where it's just not obvious, but maybe you just haven't, you've got blinders on, like, oh, I never thought about that other industry. They have project managers all the time, like, duh, you know? Um, so look for where there's a market need. What are people paying for? Is the clearest question, or the clearest result. Are people paying to have that service done? Now, if they're not, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it's much harder to do that, right? Before these phones, these iPhones are out, there wasn't a market need for them. There really wasn't. But Steve Jobs and Apple invented it, and then they drove the market for people to see the need and buy them. And now they're all over the place. They're all over the world, right? Now they're a problem. But he had to build up that market need, right? So be clear that you don't have to give up on that passion and the dream, but give yourself the understanding that if you really, really want to go after that and there's not a market need and people are not paying for it now, it's a whole other ballgame and a whole other mountain to climb, right? I'm not saying not climb it. I'm saying be realistic with yourself. Like, okay, this isn't invented yet, and I'm going to have to create a market. And that's a whole other thing, okay? So just be clear with yourself inside of this. What will people pay for? And another way to come at this question is, what problem or pain are you solving people with your skills and your passions? Okay? Then you've got this sweet spot matrix, right? And coming back to my example is I care about people, my skills of coaching, my skills of listening, my skills of being able to reflect things that other people can't see for themselves, and then helping them align where their career wants to go. And people are willing to pay for that because they get jobs and make money at it, right? So what are those things for you? All right. So if you've got questions, feel free to, message me. This one's it's pretty straightforward, but it takes some time, and put these on a piece of paper or on a whiteboard and see where they cross paths, draw lines to each other, and then ask yourself, once you're, the skills and the passions, will people pay for that? And then the last question, where is there a need for your skill and area that you care about? This is another way to kind of cross-reference this. So once you have that, now you've got a North Star. You've got your sweet spot that you can, you've got a story, and you've got your skills and your passions all lined up. And you've got this, I like to call it the North Star of your career, of like, I'm looking for this. This is how I'm going to help people. This is what I really care about. And these are my skills that I have. And when you have that, you'll stand out in the crowd. You'll stand out with from other candidates that you're the person who knows how to make a difference and solve problems in that area. All right. So give yourself some time and space to do this exercise. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you in Unit 5. All right. Stop again. Have a good day. Bye.